Hi, this is Vince Curie. I'm in my recording studio where I keep my machines, and I'm going to give a demonstration on a very popular embroidery only machine, which is the Brother PE-770, which is right over here. Now, there's a couple of issues that I'm aware of that surfaced. I did help a couple of my subscribers get their machines working. And what I'm going to show today, we're going to start with the problem that I had 3 770s. And I currently have the big sister to it, the Innovis 2800D, which is over here. Now that's a embroidery and sewing machine, and it's quite expensive. It has a color display. All right, getting back to the issue at hand. All right, one of the things I'm going to show on this video is a problem that happens with these machines. And the first time it happens, for better words, it freaks you out. And the auto threader, which you see here under here, it's made up of 3 parts, like a little dog bone, and these are relatively small. I would say this is an inch. This metal thing, everything's say about an inch. Got this mechanism, this little pin over here. That goes through the eye of the needle. And right here, in this hole, when this piece is pushed and this dog bone moves like this, and this moves like this is assembled. And this is the way you would put it back into the machine. And then the shaft has a pin going through the shaft that goes into, if you want to call it a wing slot, and the shaft comes down into here, through here, and then of course it's going through here, through there, and then out the bottom, and it sticks its nose out a little bit, you know. And the first one I had that fell off, I found out by laying it out, putting it together, and how it went, because I had three little parts. So it's just a press fit. This hole is a press fit on the shaft. So what I do is, and you could do it when you start using the machine. You just put your finger under the mechanism and just push up a little bit. Just push up right there. Because when this works, it snaps. All right. The other problem I've been contacted with is upper thread breaking. And what I do is I run the spools. If you're using this kind of spool, Brother supplies this. When I first got the machine, the thread was getting caught in the spool pin that goes through here. You know, the spool pin goes through, and the thread was getting caught in here as it was unwinding. This had to be relatively tight, like this. So so you don't have a little bit of a gap like this. But it's still, as you changing thread, because sometimes you got 12 thread changes. I've done embroidery where there was 40 thread changes, believe it or not. So the lady where, Lisa, where I buy my machines, Mr. Vac and Mrs. Soul.com, she said, don't use the darn thing. She says it just gets in the way. When you're using our thread, the spool that I showed them, that's Polystar. That's the one that they recommend. It's a polyester. Here is another thread. Another thread, of course, you know, the famous sulky. This is a rayon. Now, when I use these, I do put the plastic cap on, and I find I don't have any particular problem. All right, now here's the other problem: the upper thread breaking. If you do all the regular things, you change the needle, you make sure that your thread is feeding well. And when I say feeding well, when the presser foot is up like it is, see now it's down, this is up, the washers that the thread runs through, the tension washers, are open with the presser foot up on every machine. So when you pull the thread through the needle, you know, it comes off nice, and you can see it coming off the spool, and everything's flowing nice. You can feel it, what's normal. All right, now, if you feel snags, and then you reach on the top of the machine, and you pull it back, you pull it through the needle, sort of doing this thing, and if you feel it tight, and your presser foot is up, and you have another issue. Now, here is a resolution. Now you got to watch this closely. This I call a bull nose, right here. Now there's one screw. In fact, I got it loose right now. It's about a ½ inch long. You just have to take it loose enough. Now the next thing is this unit comes right off. Now usually when you take something off, go slow and peek behind it. Right? Now I'm going to show you what's inside. Now you could just put this on the side and forget about it until you're trying to put it back. But I want to show you some of the important things. Here I marked right here that the silver peg goes in this hole. Right? So silver peg, where are you? So here is a silver peg. See? Right here. Now this is just a peg. There's nothing. Now, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn this. You see how easy that come off? Now, hey, look at this. Bird's eye view. Behind the scenes. That's your auto threader, and that's a mechanism that holds onto. I'm going to show you. I'll move my machine a little bit. Not the machine. And then I'll turn this a bit also for now. Okay, here we go. So now we're on this side here. Now your auto threader, this part of the auto threader right here, hooked to this. That goes right here like this. See? Right? Now, it's a good idea every so often. The one screw, and you get in there with a little brush. And what I found, if the machine's in use for a while, I'm trying to find my tweezers here. The machine's in use for a while, and it could only be for 3 or 4 days, especially if you get thread hung up. There is a mechanism in here, and when you turn when the machine turns, the mechanism, you can see it. I'll zoom in a bit. I'll show you that mechanism. Okay. You look in here, right there, and this is a mechanism, right? And what that does is, as you're putting your thread in, as you're threading the machine, the thread goes through that mechanism. Now, here's another little deal. You could get in there with the pair of pliers right in here. I don't mean pliers, a tweezer, and you could pull the lint out that gets stuck. Gets stuck in there. You can see there's even some now. See, look, the tweezer's hanging off it. All right. Now, here's another thing you can do. You see this screw here? You see this thing right here? This part. I'll show you what that is. All right. This, as you're threading it, and when you do that, you come into one, two, around, down, three. Let me go a little more. I want to show you the numbers as I'm working. All right. 3. Then you come up, then over. Now, when you come over, and then you come down, there is a take-up arm, and I'm going to show you that take-up arm. There's a take-up arm that the thread goes into. So let me show you that. Okay. Now what you could do is let me back up. Okay. Right in the front of the machine, where my hand is, right here, there's a lever. All right, I'm pulling the lever, and this comes right off. Okay, that's out of the way. All right, so now you have open space over here. So you got this screw here. Now you could hold the machine a little bit, put a little pressure. Oh, I need a bigger screwdriver. Look at this. Nobody move. Okay, we're back. Okay, there's the screw right here. Right there's a screw. All right, now there's actually 2 screws. There's one above it. Okay, you can loosen this screw. Now, that screw you got to remove. So you get to a certain point, and what you could do, if you want, you could grab that. You could sort of back it up with your little pliers, and just keep in mind that there's a washer on it. All right, there's a washer. All right, so I got it there. All right, see? All right, now above it there's another screw. Okay, see, I just loosened that one. All right, and this thing backs away, so that screw you could leave in. Now here's what I was talking about right there. And your thread goes in that little notch. As you bring the thread around, it goes in that little notch up there. And all of this could catch lint. So you could take as much as the lint out that you can get at over there, easier like this. Now, a lady told me today that I sent her photographs of doing this, and she said that there was a ball of colored thread behind the sensor. Now, there's one sensor right here. She says it was behind a sensor, and she might have meant this over here. But you look where thread could be caught, and you take the thread out. Now just say you clean this. You got this clean, and that again is the take-up arm. I call that a take-up arm. All right, you got the thread out. So now you put this back to where it was. The top screw you snug. Okay, you snug it so it stays like that. Now you could, with the tweezers, put this back. And the other thing you can do, if you want, this is old, an old, if you want to call it a mechanic's trick, but here's another thing you can do. You could take a small screwdriver to get started with, something maybe this size right here, and then you put your little screw there, right? And you put some tape on it. You don't need much. You just have to put the tape on so that the tape holds the screw like this. Right? What you want to do is have the screw held so that when you put it in the hole, you could push it and get it going one or two turns. So you're able to take the screwdriver out, right? So I got the screw in there. Okay, and I got the tape off. Now, then that screw, you tighten, you jiggle this. It's always good when you tighten the screws, you jiggle the thing, it aligns it. You jiggle it, make sure this is aligned. Right? And you line the screwdriver up so that it's in line with the screw that's going into the thread portion, and you snug it. You snug it. When you snug something, you concentrate on that I'm snugging it. You concentrate, not that you just putting it until the screwdriver slips. All right, that's snugged. Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to bring my needle up. Okay, my needle's up out of the presser foot. Now, let me lower this and let me explain. A lady told me she was trying to explain. Now, she didn't get back to me that it worked. I was assuming she was talking about, she says, I watch all your videos, and, she went out and bought the machine. I'm assuming she's talking about this machine. All right, now, she says that the presser foot was to the right of the needle. To the right of the needle. So, first thing I did was I come down here. Oh no, I'm sorry. I come up. I'm upstairs. I come up and I I took my screwdriver and I loosened the screw that holds the pressure foot, right, on the presser foot shaft. And with the screw loose, of course, you could angle this out of the way so it's out of alignment, but that's sort of, I wouldn't call it far-fetched, but I think the lady would have looked at the screw, because if you have sewing machines, usually you take the screw off to change the presser feet. So that's sort of a common thing. As common, I would say, as replacing a needle. All right? And you could see a view there of the auto threader mechanism. So like I said, every so often. Now, in the plastic, up here, not this, I'm talking about this. This right here is another picture. This is, I call it a knobule. It's round like a doorknob. Now the purpose of that, in this plastic part, right in line with this, there's a groove built into it, and just like a keyhole, that knob fits into a hole. When you're mounting it up, fits into this hole. So now the knob's up in the hole, which is sort of a shaft or a groove. So as you're doing this, the knob rides back and forth in that little shaft thing. The shaft that's in the plastic. The groove that's in the plastic. So that's where that goes. And that helps make this mechanism flick out. Alright. So now, the lady said that this was out to the right of the needle. The hole in here was to the right of the needle. So she says, does the shaft turn? Alright, so being that my machines are relatively new, I come upstairs, alright, to my laboratory, and just move this up a bit. Okay. Alright, now. Alright, here, moving up and down the presser foot here. Alright, now, there's a hole here. There's a hole on this side of the machine. Right here. And you see, right here, you see the Allen key moving? Alright. You bring the presser foot up, and you see the block? You see that block goes up and down? That block has an Allen head lock screw in it, and to get to it, you go in that hole, you bring this to the up position, and then you align the key that goes into the Allen. Now, the key that I'm using, this is 3/32. It's a little too small. It's a little too small. So, but I was able to duplicate the lady's problem. I did loosen this, cracked it loose, and then let me lower the camera. Alright, I loosened that set screw, and lo and behold, this just went back and forth like this. Now, you could loosen the set screw and this would drop down. So to put it back where it belongs, you could bring your needle down. Now your needle should be straight. Should be a straight needle, right? So you pay to change that. And you push with the set screw a little loose. You push this up. You know, you jiggle it if it's out of position. Bring it up, and then you align this so that it's the distance in the presser foot has sort of like a keyhole slot, and then it's round, either a round hole like a keyhole, and then it sort of elongated. So the needle should be symmetrically placed in the middle of this hole. Now these presser foots, they don't go down and touch the presser needle plate. The presser foot goes down, and it's on, of course, on the hoop, you know, this embroidery machine. All right, so this up here, you make sure it's tight after you align this down here. This should be aligned also, so this is parallel to this. That's important. And then you tighten this. Don't break it, tighten it. All right, so now you can put this back. This pin goes in right here. This aligns it aligns to the right side of this black block here, to the right side, and then this, you guide it into the area on the top, and then you make sure your washers, you got two washers there, you make sure they're back, and the reason is because you're putting this in front of the washers. So all of that should be lined up as you're putting this back together. You align everything. Now, ordinarily, I put my head behind that area there. See, it went right on. If I'm sitting in front of it, I did it because I'm concentrating on this, right? And so the screw now is in where it belongs, as you can see. And then I'm going to tighten the screw. All these screws you do not have to over tighten. You know, just make sure your screwdriver is parallel. Not like this, not like, you know, not like this. Just you look and you concentrate. You know, you make good contact and you bring it in. Jiggle this, so make sure it's in. Bring it together like this. All right. You can feel it now. It's starting to snug up. And you don't go nuts with it because, you know, you got a plastic deal. You just snug it, okay? So now the other thing I could do, I could put this back. See? And on this end, you could see it has plug. It has circuitry because being that it uses, it has servos in here. Different servos, and here's the lever I was telling you about, and you can see what that does. Okay, make sure there's no dust, no metal, no beer cans. There's nothing left there, and this goes in. It's going to click when it gets into the right spot. Hear it? I did. All right. On that note, good product. I use this a lot. Another good product I recommend. Dritz long arm 3700. What I like about this is that it's strong. Huh? Not like the other tweezers where you gotta squeeze, and as you're trying to tighten something, the metal's bending. Like, yeah, piece of junk, right? This is junk. Alright, so now bring this. It's always good. Pick the machine up by the handle. You don't ever want to pick a machine up by this, ever. Alright, put it up by the handle, close your cover. If you want to support it here. Bring it around nicely, smartly. Alright, let me turn my power on. Power came on, just for the heck of it. And I'm just going to try to align touch this. It says press the needle position button to raise the needle. Excuse me. Alright, press the foot down. Press the needle position button right here. Okay. Raise, press a foot. Alright, the carriage embroidery unit will move, okay? Yes. Which that means is your hand isn't laying there. And that it would align your hoop to right in the center of the needle. The hoop will be in the center of the needle. Okay. So, I think I covered the various things that I wanted to cover. Let's put a little thread in there just to see if the all right, that's the way I use it, just like this. All right, now 1, 2, over, down, press the foots up, okay, up 3, up to 3, over 4, down to 5. Now 6 is the bar above the needle, if you want to call it a needle bar. You pull the thread to the left. Now go closer. I'm going to move to the left a little bit. Okay, now thread goes in 7. See the 7 right there? This is an alignment, and then right back here there's a cutter, and I cut it. Right. So now just bring this down, and it goes right through. Nice. So you can just reach in there, and you pull your thread. Now, thread, I'm going to back up. And you watch the thread come off here. Nice, everything beautiful, feels nice. Okay? All right. Vince R. Curie, and I thank you for watching my tutorial, and here's some of the nice things you could do. with the machine. And yeah, and do stuff like this. Here's an embroidery. That's my wife Louise when she was in her 30s, and Nereid is the name of a novel I'm writing. It's a science fiction, and she's going to be Nereid in my science fiction. Okay, my friends. Alright, that's my little tour. And these are some of my projects. I work with a monitor. See, when I do my videos. Look at this. And I am not. See, when I do my videos, I work with a monitor. And this way I get nice and close. I can, you know, I can make nice close-ups. How's that? See? Okay, Vince Curie, thank you for watching.